This is a story about women. Women who were down on their luck, made some wrong decisions and lost their way in life. This is a story about hope and second chances. Women seeking help and finding a way to become healthy, productive members of their families and society again. This is a story about women, the women of the Women's Day Treatment Program at Outreach.
Well, I had started drinking at a young age and smoking marijuana. Eventually got into cocaine, prescription painkillers. I had overdosed a few times. Had my son overdosed in the hospital called CPS. Couldn't stop. I'm sorry. You know, I ended up getting kicked out of my house. I had to stay in a shelter. It was back and forth. They had threatened to put me in jail.
I started doing cocaine at 13, and I started getting in trouble too, in and out of jail, drug charges, and I had children, 2 boys that I abandoned throughout this drug use. I tried to get help quite a few times, different programs that didn't work for me.
Most of these women, unfortunately, started their addiction as a teenager. And young teenagers, especially women, go undetected. So they have a good 10 to 20-year history of substance abuse before they get to us.
When I first came here, I had a drug problem, a bad cocaine habit. I didn't see my children. You know, I was all over. My life was destroyed.
I was using marijuana. CPS got involved and I lost custody of my son.
I'm a recovering heroin addict. I got arrested about a year ago. I was being charged with 8 felonies. I had 9 misdemeanors. And I knew I needed help. And I tried multiple inpatient rehab programs, but I never made it past the day that I got out.
Most of the women here have been in detox, rehabs, psychiatric hospitals, and have gotten to us because they've been probated here in lieu of being incarcerated again, or are placed here because their children will be removed from them if they didn't attend a program as comprehensive as this.
I didn't really know how severe opiate addiction was up until I tried to stop. When I was in detox, they were instructing me to go into a 30-day treatment program. And I was resistant to that because I knew that my problem of abusing painkillers for 10 years required more than just a 30-day treatment.
This is a very intensive day rehab program. The level of care these women need typically ends up in a residential program where they then would lose custody of their children. This program was designed to give women the option to remain in the community, either to regain custody of their children or to keep custody of their children while they attended treatment.
We have a variety of wraparound services. We make it easy for the women to get here. We provide family supports. We have clinicians that do a number of services that they're not normal services in an outpatient clinic.
I mean, there are women that come here and have no clothes, and they help with that. No food, they help with that. Personal issues, if you need someone to talk to, always, always, always someone available. I don't think it's just a job to them. I don't. I think that everything comes from their heart.
Family is a big part of my treatment. I'm in a family process group. We have a family therapist here.
I think Outreach, really specifically in terms of an agency for addiction treatment, is a front runner in terms of looking at the family piece and making it a priority.
I had a lot of emotional problems that I needed to straighten out, you know. I was abused as a child. I had an alcoholic father that I had just, you know, pushed down for so long. And, you know, I had to face that.
When I was out there, I felt like I was a horrible mother. I wasn't home. I didn't do anything right, but through the parenting class and talking to counselors, they made me realize that I have to be okay with being a mother, and I've become okay.
This program really gives them the opportunity to restructure their life in a healthy way, regain the confidence to really parent their child or their children and become a successful citizen to society.
We have on-site a family resource room, so the moms are able to experience treatment and make sure the kids are in a safe place without, being worried about childcare and daycare.
We are able to keep the women in the community where they have access to their children who may not be in their custody, where they have access to their family members, and yet give them a greater level of treatment.
I've done classes through outreach for domestic violence, for life skills, parenting.
Like, they really care. They get you enrolled into things, they get you into jobs and schools, and no other program really does that.
Some of these women have never worked in their lives before. All they know is a certain lifestyle that they were used to when they were using drugs. Outreach makes it possible for them to be exposed to different training programs, to a vocational counselor that assists them in even opening up the doors to employment.
The costs of rehabilitation are a fraction of the cost of active addiction. If you look at the road that most people that are dependent upon substances follow, frequently they're involved in the criminal justice system, so they may end up incarcerated at tremendous cost to everybody. They're generally unemployed or marginally employed. They're in and out of various forms of societal assistance, such as public assistance. In recovery, it's a very focused journey that helps people get well so that they no longer need those interventions, and that's a great cost savings to the county.
You can't just treat the addiction. You have to treat the whole person. And sometimes it's much easier to say you have an alcohol or drug problem, treat that. But it takes so much more to get these women well.
I never really thought that I would have a future, with, being drug-free or even having a successful career or anything. And, now I started going to school, and I'm really excited about that.
We all have problems. Outreach is a family. We're a family. There's nothing that you could be going through that Outreach can't help you with.
I'm looking forward to a life. I'm looking forward to having a job and being independent and being able to support myself. And that's not where I was going before I came here to Outreach.
They help you get back into school. I'm gonna go finish my degree in psychology and eventually end up counseling, helping women like me.
Through this program, me and a couple of other women were given the opportunity to do a pre-apprenticeship program. It's a career. I can raise my children and have a purpose in life and take care of them and myself.
The biggest thing about Outreach is that it's helped me, find a career, keep me sober, and that I'm going to be able to take care of my son in the future.
I had no self-esteem, and Outreach made me believe that I am a person, because I thought I was lower than a person, that I am worth it. I thought I needed a man to complete me, and Outreach pretty much taught me that I need me to complete me.
I know a very low percentage of people successfully come off of drugs. And that's such an overwhelming feeling to have, to know that I have accomplished this and I'm moving on to the next stage of my life.
When we started the program, we had a census of 30, and that's what we funded for. Today our census is 70, and we really have, maxed out. There is a need in the community to expand this type of service.
It's sad to know that there are people out there that need help and can't get it. I have 10 months clean coming up, and there's nothing greater than that feeling.